Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be continuing What If Naruto Had Asta's Demon. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
No recap, go watch the last part. So as Naruto and them approach the Hidden Leaf Village, or what used to be the Hidden Leaf Village, Naruto remarks this should be interesting. And he sees Tsunade being fighting pain along with Jiraiya, but he wants to sit and wait it out to see how long they'll last. And when Jiraiya looks like he's going to get injured, Naruto, like a small part of him, didn't want to see that happen. So he quickly jumps in the direction of where Pain was throwing one of those chakra rods at Jiraiya. So as Naruto jumps in the way, he deflects the chakra rod, and Jiraiya immediately notices that this is a Naruto, because Naruto is the only person that uses swords like this, and he's the only person with the dark ominous chakra doesn't like that doesn't have any threat behind it. Like it's ominous, but depending on how it feels, depending on how Naruto feels, it can have some form of threat behind it or not. And Naruto really isn't trying to kill anybody today. So Naruto blocks it, and Naruto looks back at Jiraiya and he asks Jiraiya, I know my sensory isn't the best, but where's Ino, Tenten, and Kakashi? And Jiraiya doesn't want to respond, and Naruto, although he thinks of them as not worth of being his friends, he's still mad that they're dead. So, um, like he was like, I see. Very well then. And after Naruto, he's trying to keep his composure, which leads Pain to say, you clearly experienced pain before, and last time I checked, you weren't even in the village. I knew this was gonna draw you out, but I didn't know it was gonna get this type of response out of you. This is interesting. I guess you do hold some type of loyalty to this village. And Tsunade tries to try to tell Naruto things about pain or try to offer him Lady Katsuyu, but Naruto pulls out he summons the katana to it into his hand, and the mark on his face, if you watch the last part, the darkness starts cloaking over half of his body. And when Naruto reopens his eyes, he's back in the Nine Tails slash Lide state. And he immediately blitzes Pain. And Pain, since he still has all six of them remaining, the only one that he doesn't have is the one that can absorb chakra due to Jiraiya's Sage Mode Rasengan. So um Naruto prompt after Naruto blitzes Pain, the other ones try to jump in the way, as in the Diva Path. After Naruto blitzes the Diva Path, the other ones try to jump in the way or summon something to try to stop Naruto. And Naruto immediately notices this and he stops. And Pain was like, "So you clearly know you're outmatched now." And Naruto, which leads Naruto to say that he isn't stopping because he's outmatched. He's stopping because he's giving him a chance. And Pain was like, a chance to do what? And Naruto was like, a chance for you to explain why you attacked the village if you knew I wasn't in it. And Naruto's crew, keep in mind, is still sitting on that ridge, so Naruto's chakra is emanating off of him with more emotion than usual, like more like rage and anger than anything. Naruto's chakra normally doesn't do that. Normally it's just ominous and evil. It's more rage based than anything right now, and that's even with the Nine Tails chakra. So Hinata finally gets snapped out of the daze that she was in, and she notices that Naruto is mad, like he's pissed basically. And she starts rushing to his aid, and Zabuza notices this because she was standing right next to Haku, and Haku taps Zabuza and points at Hinata, and Zabuza got shit. So he starts trying to chase her, and when Hinata gets over there, like after Hinata gets over there to Naruto, and Naruto turns around, and Pain um tries to like almighty like pull her toward him, but Naruto gets in the way, and it ends up Naruto ends up getting caught in it, which kind of leads to what happened in canon. And Hinata tries to like break the rods, which ends up leading to her ultimate death. So, well, what Naruto assumed was her death. So instead of going into like the Nine Tail state, since he does have Lee Day in them, Naruto goes. If you watch Black Clover, you know how Lee Day looks. Naruto goes into like he looks like Lee Day, but instead of having the wings behind him, it's the Nine Tails tail. So he's walking on both his legs, like both of his legs, and he's just like thrashing the shit out of Pain. Like they're going back and forth. And Lee Day, like the Nine Tails still like seeing his opportunity, he's trying to take over Naruto, and Lee Day is telling him not to. But before they could even do it, like before Lee Day could attempt to stop the Nine Tails or anything of the such, Naruto gets pulled away by the fourth Hokage, as you all know him as Minato. So Minato asks him, like Minato tells him, that he's his father and everything. And Naruto gets mad, understandably, and was like, I went through so much shit. Like I'm not even I'm a fugitive now. This power that I hold, I can't use regular chakra. It has to be the Nine Tails, and everyone hates me for it. I didn't do anything to deserve this. You put this inside of me. You put the Nine Tails inside of me. And Minato tells him that there's a greater strength within him. He just needs to learn how to control it. And Naruto was like, I know what you're talking about, and I can control it. But it's not that. It's just the fact that, and Minato like punches, like not punches him, but he flicks him on the head, and he was like, not not the anti chakra, idiot. I'm talking about your emotions. Your emotions to you control almost everything you do, whether that goes from what you want to eat today or your power. You just need to figure out how you're going to control your emotions. And he was like, I'm going to redo the seal just this once, although it's going to get eaten away. I'm going to redo it just this once so you can regain control. So, flashback to, go back to outside. Naruto is literally like ragdolling pain. Like pain stands no chance. Like Naruto has been using his stretchy hands, has been standing in the same spot using his stretchy hands to literally beat the everlasting shit out of pain. So when Naruto comes back too, his chakra isn't as ominous as it usually is, which prompts Jiraiya to try to talk to Naruto again. But Naruto just turns around with like this very sad expression on his face, and he takes one of the chakra rods, and he grabs the chakra rod. Grabs one of the chakra rods off the ground, and he runs over to Jiraiya, and he stabs Jiraiya with it, and like he stabs him in the arm, and Tsunade gets like worried, but Naruto tells Jiraiya to focus and find out where it's coming from. And Jiraiya finds out where it's coming from. He whispers it to Naruto. Naruto pulls the chakra rod out and tells Zabuza and Haku to get Tsunade and Jiraiya to safety. And Naruto quickly dispatches of the Diva Path, and he starts heading toward the tree. And when Naruto gets there, everything goes to canon, but Naruto, like, as everything's happening, Naruto's chakra is still ominous, but it's getting like there's no really like a threatening presence behind it anymore, like how it usually would be. Like normally, if you felt Naruto's chakra, you would feel some type of threatened, whether if he was trying to kill you or not. But like his chakra is slowly but surely becoming it's ominous, but it's not as threatening as it used to be. So when Naruto gets back to the village, the only way everybody else sees Naruto as you know the Nine Tails, so they're happy that Naruto saved the village, but they're scared because the last time they seen Naruto, Naruto shoved the sword through someone's back. And what ended up happening was Naruto ended up do, Pain ended up Rene rebirthing everyone, but it ended up like Naruto asked him, can Rene rebirth someone that he killed, which was Neji and Gara. So when Neji and Gara get Rene rebirthed, Hinata can sense that. Like she senses them come back because they thought since Naruto was dipping off into the forest that they can go back to base. So Gara, when he comes back, he immediately notices that he no longer has the One Tails. And Neji comes back and notices that everyone else is gone and it's only them two in there. So Gara was like, was this all just some sick joke to him to kill us and then bring us back? And then Gara was like, no, there has to be some ulterior motive. So when Hinata gets like, well, right now Hinata is like almost dead. She's being healed by one of the people. And when Neji sees this, he runs over there to her, and Neji's like, "What did you do to her? Like, what did Naruto do to her?" And not Naruto, shit. Haku tells Naruto, fuck. Haku tells Neji that Naruto didn't do anything. Naruto went to go kill the person that almost killed her. And Hinata, um, like she doesn't start spazzing, but like she smiles a little bit, and no longer than like a couple of seconds after that whole like little spout, a whole bunch of like hidden leaf shinobi arrive at Naruto's little hideout, and they storm the hideout, and Kakashi tells them that they're all coming with them. So when they get back to the Leaf Village, Naruto is like he's being praised, but he's not like he doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. So when everything starts dying down, Naruto walks over to the Hokage's office and he sees his dad on the wall, like his picture, the picture of his father on the wall, and he was like, I'm gonna try to do the right thing in his head. And Lee was like, I don't know what that power. Like Lee and Kurama are more hyped about the power that they just displayed fighting pain, and like they want to reach that level of strength again, like now. So, keep in mind, Danzo's still alive. So when Jiraiya became Hokage. So when they go inside, like when Naruto sees, like after he says that, he walks over to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya was like, what do you want? You saved the village. Are you gonna leave now?" And Naruto was like, "I'm gonna turn myself in." And Jiraiya was like, "Wait, what? Like, I'm confused. What are you turning yourself in for?" And he was like, "I harmed the Hidden Leaf Shinobi. I became rogue. Well, I went rogue. I kidnapped the princess of the Hyuga clan, held her hostage, and killed the prodigy of the Hyuga clan. I kidnapped the Kazekage. I killed him, and I killed Shikaku." And first off, Jiraiya's fucking surprised at the fact that Naruto just admitted all of this, but he's also in shock. Like, you killed one of the tailed beasts. How how did you even do that? So Naruto, Jiraiya was like, very well, and Danzo doesn't have as much like rule over the village anymore because Jiraiya's not falling for that shit. But he also like Jiraiya also does listen to Danzo sometimes when it comes to certain things. So Danzo walks in the room and was like, well, in that case, he should be set on trial and prosecuted. And Jiraiya not wanting to do it, but Naruto doesn't really care. He's just standing there. And Jiraiya was like, we should just imprison him then, if that's the case. And Naruto's like, in another thing, the people that are coming here on one condition. You can imprison me on one condition. And Naruto and Jiraiya was like, um, fuck. Jiraiya was like, what is your condition? And Naruto was like that everyone that I had, everyone's life that I affected, everyone that's coming back to the village with Kakashi needs to be set free, like free of all charges, except like when they were with him. Anybody beside, like, yeah, just free of all charges. So Zabuza was like, fine, I guess we can work that out. And everyone like noticed like Hinata's back. Hinata is a lot stronger than when she left. Like, although it was only a short period in time, there was a whole lot of off-screen training. Is what I'm trying to say. Like off-screen training. So Hinata's like way stronger than almost half of almost everybody in the village. So as like Naruto, as like they come into the village, they see Naruto like walking, like heading toward like the Ambu. Like there's an Ambu station that Jiraiya established where people like Jonins go there and discuss their problems in like a small group of like maybe one or two Anbu members address their situation. Like, if the Jonin themselves think that their mission is too strong, they can, go and hire an Anbu member, basically. So they see Naruto headed toward that way. And at this point in time, Hinata has been healed up enough by by the healer that Naruto had and by Sakura, just enough to be able to like walk around. So she sees Naruto and she's asking what are they gonna do with Naruto, and Neji was like, you shouldn't worry about him anymore. He's gonna get what he deserves. And Hinata looks back at him and was like, were you the one there? Were, were like, basically, like, she starts scolding him because, like, she's Hinata. Let's be honest, like my version of Hinata. I like my version of Hinata. So like she turns around and she starts to berate him on how Naruto will always be better than him and all like everything like that. And then she was like, "And I'm better than you, and I always will be." And Neji like not like trying to believe it, but he like kind of like looks at her and was like, "I would like to see that." Just when you decide that you're done playing victim. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And J- Neji decides to go on and tell her, ever since that day where we quote unquote left Naruto, you've been playing victim like it's all your fault. When Naruto's been the one going through most of all the pain by himself, he had no one think about it. The only person that he had was the Nine Tails. And that's the literal embodiment of rage right there. You think he enjoys seeing you play victim? You played victim so much you can't even see the fact that you're wrong. You know that, right? You fell so deep down this rabbit hole that every time someone's mentioned the name of Naruto, you feel like you're legally obligated to cry and yell at them and get mad at them when it's your fault that he's like this now. You don't remember sensing all that Nine Tails energy on that near those mountain ranges when we were when we were taking our break from being shinobi? You could have got up, got dressed one day and walked out there and went to go find him. But what did you do? You stayed and you chilled like the rest of us. You're a part of his problem. You know that, right? And Neji walks off and was like, "Let me know when you stop playing victim." And Tenten was like, "Okay, I mean, I was gonna say something, but that was a little harsh." And Hinata's just left standing there because like everybody else is like moving around. Like she doesn't even want to be in the village now, but she kind of has no option because the person that she wants to like run away with, to be close to, is in the village, which is Naruto. So she stays in the village and she goes back home, and everything's different mainly because they kind of forgot. Like the Hyuga clan didn't forget about Hinata, but they didn't care for her. Like her dad like started training late, like Pete, like the kids from the lesser branches of the family. He started training them, the ones that had potential, and then they came back, and now he's back to training them, but he still has those ones around just in case. So her father starts talking about the wedding between not him, the wedding between Hinata and Neji, and Hinata was like, "I refuse," and Neji was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, you like Naruto," and Neji was like, "Sorry, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. Now I understand you wanna." Keep your branch of the family like, like how you want it, but Hinata isn't gonna want to go out with, like, isn't gonna want to marry me because she's in love with Naruto, the demon, you know. the thing that kidnapped her, the person that killed me, and everything like that. And then like shortly after that, like a ninja knocks on the door and hands him a paper, and it's basically like all like the main branch families of like the villages and stuff. Like anybody that holds importance to the village has been given a flyer basically stating Naruto's trial. So mm, that it was like later on that day though, like it was late, so nobody else would know about it. So they get like everybody gets up, like everybody, Hinata, they all get up and they start going toward the trial, and Neji's still going on about it because think about it, Hinata hasn't beaten Neji before, like not yet. She's stronger than him, but she hasn't beaten him, so Neji's not going to shut up because he still thinks that she's weak. And when they enter the courtroom, like the little hearing area, they see Naruto in chains basically. They can't really do much but put him in chains because like his weapons, he has to summon his weapons. They can't take his weapons because they'll end up draining their chakra. So like the trial goes on and Naruto admits all of the crimes that he's done. And Danzo was like, Naruto's abilities are so unique that maybe they'll be able to take out the ability using some technology that he's came across. They would hopefully be able to take out some of Naruto's DNA and splice it, like basically making a clone of Naruto that would work for them and them alone. And this has all been handed, all this information has been handed to him directly from Orochimaru. So Orochimaru is definitely in play here. So Naruto, after, like, they take him away, and Hinata's just like, she doesn't know how to react because she doesn't want to seem like she's playing victim. So immediately after, like, she realized that like she has been playing victim for like the longest time, she was like, instead of playing victim, I'm just gonna get stronger, stronger than everyone. That way, I can't play like I won't be playing victim anymore. Like she basically vows that she's not gonna play victim. So Naruto gets taken to this room with all like this, like all this stuff in it, and like they start doing running tests on him. But since Naruto can't be cut with any like chakra scalpels or anything, he has like all this has to be like manual work. So Naruto has been through extensive pain and suffering over the course of maybe about a month. So at this point in time, Naruto is like so damaged to the point where he can't walk on his own. He can't eat on his own. He's just there. And Jiraiya is wondering why Naruto is letting them do this to him. But they finally are able to manufacture the clone, and when they take it out the pod, it has snake eyes. And like Danzo tries to like talk to the clone, basically trying to like he's basically telling Jiraiya that once this clone kills Naruto and takes the Nine Tails, he'll be perfect in every way, shape, or form. He'll be another version of Naruto, but we need to give him another name. And the clone says something. He's like, "How about Orochimaru?" And they were like, "What?" And then like they notice a seal. Now keep in mind, if you remember in Shippuden, or like in not even in Shippuden, if you remember, Danzo and Orochimaru constantly were talking to each other. So Orochimaru gave him something that like gave him a piece of the technology, but he also like the fluids and stuff that he was injecting into Naruto to get the stuff out. He was able to put the seal on him, although it like started to go away fast. Orochimaru immediately, like after he noticed the seal was put on the clone of Naruto, he immediately transferred his conscience over to the clone and was basically playing dead this entire time. So as he says that, Jiraiya was like what? And he summoned like Orochimaru summons like a snake, basically the only juices that he knows. So he summons a snake and it's all black, but it's like stupidly strong. And it's massive. The place that they're in is pretty big. It's a wide open space because it was meant to like train, like to see what the copy could do. So they see an explosion. Like everybody outside that facility sees this like explosion coming from beneath like coming from beneath the floor where the crater used to be. So after they see the explosion, every like ninja starts running toward the explosion like instantly. They see it, they start running toward, and when they get to the site, they see a giant all black snake, and they see like a weird like pale version of Naruto, if that makes any sense. And then they look down there and they see that Naruto is just sitting like he's basically strung up, like he doesn't look like he wants to live anymore, basically. And the only things that have been going around in his head was that he's doing what he thinks is right. And Lee Day and the Nine Tails throughout that entire month has been telling him, hurting, making them do it, help, allowing them to do this isn't helping you. This isn't doing anything. This isn't making anything right. So Naruto was like basically telling them to shut up, that they don't know what they're talking about because they're the problem. They're part of his problem. And like that's all Naruto ever says now. He's saying just shut up all the time, basically talking to the Nine Tails in them, but not knowing that he's saying it out loud. And Hinata and Tenten see Naruto, and they rush, like they get down to where Naruto is. Like they get down to where Naruto is, and they're trying to like get Naruto out of this daze that he's in. And when Naruto finally gets taken out of the daze that he's in, right before like he could do anything, like cause keep in mind Naruto's too weak to move, so he can't really do anything. And right now Orochimaru's just making not light work, but he's killing like fodder shinobi and injuring the important ones. Like if that makes any sense, I don't want to kill anybody off just yet. So Naruto sees like Hinata in them, and Hinata's basically doing the palm rotation, trying to keep. Why is she talking right next to my door? Trying to keep like debris from falling from falling onto Naruto, and he sees the clone like he sees Orochimaru as the clone. Keep in mind, not Kibimaru, but the other ones are still alive. The Sound Three, I guess now, because Kibimaru is dead. I think, I don't know. He had some form of disease or some shit like that. So those other three are still alive. So Orochimaru is definitely gonna come back. But he's yeah. So like Naruto, Hinata's basically telling them that they have to move, and Naruto's like he can't move, and Hinata's like, what are you talking about? You have to get up. You have to do something. People are dying. And Hinata has been spending a lot of time with Jiraiya, and Jiraiya ended up telling Hinata that Minato and Kushina, the fourth Hokage, and his wife was Naruto's parents. And Hinata was like, "Do you think this is how your dad would want you to act when the village that he swore to protect is is being threatened?" And as she says that, a huge explosion of like dark energy just engulfs Naruto, and he's back in the same state that he was in when he was fighting pain, except only this time he's in control. So he looks at Hinata and he thanks her for snapping him out of it. And then he looks up at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru, knowing that although he has some form of Naruto's power, it is very weak compared to Naruto's power. So he's kind of like panicked, but he's not showing it. He still looks like he's cocky because he still has all his jutsus and tricks up his sleeve. So Naruto, he trained. He jumps out of the crater that was left from the explosion due to Orochimaru. Basically, not even an explosion. It was more like just a giant dust cloud. But people see it as an explosion anyway. So yeah. So the Naruto jumps out of the dust cloud, and Orochimaru basically tells the snake to attack Naruto. And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi, and peace.